Hey guys, I'm at one of my rental properties here in Montgomery, Alabama that I just finished doing the BRRRR strategy on. And I'm going to show you the numbers behind this deal. My name is Joseph Back and I'm the CEO and founder of Rapid Fire Investments. We're a wholesale firm that buys and sells about 30 to 40 houses a month and also own a portfolio of about 150 rental properties. Come check out this house. This is a 4-bed, 2-bath brick ranch here in Montgomery, Alabama. It's about 1,800 square feet. The beauty of this deal is I actually bought it personally from my wholesale business. So the wholesale company was able to lock this up directly from the seller, solve their problem, and get under contract for $115,000. I bought it from the wholesale company for $120,000. So my wholesale company made $5,000, and now I've got a BRRRR property to get started on. So as you can see here, it's the brick ranch, one of my favorite types of houses to renovate. Not a lot of exterior maintenance to this property. We actually did completely replace the roof to avoid any maintenance in the future. It was getting kind of older. But come on and check out the inside. A little bit of renovations to the exterior. We added some new light fixtures here out front, make it look nice and modern. Put a new coat of paint on this front door, trying to get it to pop a little bit. But most of the renovations we did are actually on the inside. So right as you walk in, if you look over here to the right and see our living room, you can already see this beautiful luxury vinyl plank flooring that we put throughout the entire house. We also painted the entire house a nice agreeable gray. That's what we do in all our properties. Very modern, the tenants love it, and it looks great. We also do a new coat of paint on all of our trim, really make it pop with a nice white color. If you keep coming on in, you can see the kitchen. We want these properties to be nice. We want to fix any potential maintenance problems for the future, but we also want to do it on a budget. So if you check out these cabinets, these are actually the original cabinets from when we bought the house. They look pretty new. All we did was paint them a nice color white and put new doorknobs and hinges on them. So they look brand new, but it costs us a lot less than some new cabinets. We put some nice Formica countertops on here. You can get these stock at Lowe's or Home Depot for really cheap, and they look great. We always come in and put the nice stainless steel appliances in all of our properties. It really makes them pop and lets us get some premium rent versus the competition. One of the biggest things that makes an older house look new is some new modern light fixtures. It really brings some brightness to that house. So we've got a nice LED panel light in the ceiling here that we put in. Very cheap, but adds a ton of light to what was a fairly dim house before. Lowe's stock LED lights, they're cheap, they work great, and they look nice and modern with the stainless steel. If you keep coming this way, one thing I want to show you guys is kind of an interesting problem that we had to solve in this property. So when we bought this property, when you walked out this door, you saw an addition. The previous owners had built an unpermitted addition out here. They didn't even pour a foundation. They just built it on top of the concrete patio. Now, the problem with that is that's not a proper foundation. So the entire addition was sloping. They were having some water issues. What we did is we tore out all the walls and turned it into a covered patio. So now it's great. People can hang out here in the backyard, but it's not going to have structural issues like that unpermitted addition was. If you continue in here, you can see you've got a nice fireplace, a new modern light fixture. This fireplace, we put a new mantle on here that looks really nice, and we actually whitewashed the brick, make it look a little more modern. It matches the rest of the kind of aesthetics of the house. If you keep coming with me, I'll show you some of the bedrooms and the bathrooms, what we did there. So we've got a bedroom right here. We added a new light fixture fan. This is what we do in all of our properties. You can check that out right there. We put this nice luxury vinyl plank throughout the entire house. Painted everything gray so it looks very modern. And if you come back in here, so this is the primary suite. It's a nice sized bedroom. We put all new blinds. You wouldn't think it, they're fairly cheap, but new blinds can really make a house pop. It goes from old and ugly windows, you cover those up with some nice modern looking blinds, and it looks brand new. You come in here to the bathroom. This is the primary suite bathroom. We changed out this countertop. Now, this looks like granite, but this is actually a Formica countertop that's way cheaper than granite, that looks really, really nice. We added some new light fixtures to make it a nice bright bathroom. And then in here, we did all new tile shower. We use the same tile in every house that we do, so if one ever breaks or there are any problems, we can replace it easily. You can see it's a nice white and gray tile. Again, white and gray are our favorite colors. We use them everywhere. We have a new toilet here, new water efficient toilet for the tenant. And overall, just completely, we did this, a new tub, Also new shower fixtures. Everything is brand new. One of the biggest maintenance problems we found in a lot of older houses is they'll have old shower fixtures with the guts of those shower fixtures are really old and rusted. It will start to leak. You won't see it. Before you know it, this entire wall will feel soft because it's leaked from the inside out and gone on for years and years. We've got to rip the entire thing out. So we try to go and replace those guts with a nice Delta or Moen branded fixtures that we know are not going to leak in the future. You know, one of the main things with these houses that we want to focus on is when you're doing the BRRRR strategy, you want to do all of your renovations on the front end because you don't want to have a bunch of maintenance and capital expenditures that eat into your cash flow later on. So we front end any potential maintenance or capital expenditure that could come up in the next 5 to 10 years. We front load all those repairs right now so that we don't have that. We can actually count on our cash flow in the future. So things like a new roof. This roof still probably had 2 or 3 years left of life. We went ahead and replaced it. We don't want this property to have problems for the next 5, 10, 15 years. Whenever we're renovating these properties, we think about that the entire time. So if you come on this way, you check out the other bathroom we've got going on here. Before we go in there, another nice little thing we always do, we change out all the doorknobs, right? We went from that old, ugly brass or gold to a nice stainless steel or brushed nickel. Again, just trying to make it feel modern and new. You can also see here, we change out every single light switch and plate cover. Very, very cheap, but those details matter. When you have a tenant that's choosing between 5 or 10 properties, we want ours to be the absolute best. We've got a new Formica top that looks like granite. It's a great product. It looks very modern, it looks very nice, and it's way cheaper than granite. We've got a new sink, new plumbing fixtures here, brand new mirror. Adding a mirror to the bathroom makes it look a lot bigger than it really is. We've got some new light fixtures, and over here you see we've got a new toilet. And this is actually the original tile and tub. We reglazed it white, just making it look clean and nice. And like I talked about with the other bathroom, we replaced all the guts and the fixtures on the shower. We don't want it to have leaks behind this shower wall in the future, so we're going to go ahead and take care of that right away. We've also put a brand new thermostat and furnace and AC unit in this property. Again, trying to front load any potential maintenance or capital expenditures that could come down the road. If a furnace AC or the roof is more than 15 years old and we buy a property, even if it's not having problems, we go ahead and replace it if we're doing the BRRRR strategy, because the key is you want to have all that expenditure on the front end, so once you do the refinancing with the bank, there's no big expenses coming down the road that could take all of your cash. So coming out into the living room, I'll talk about the high level numbers of this deal. So all in all, this is a great example of one of the many, many BRRRR deals that we've done. As I talked about, we bought it for $120,000. We've spent about $35,000 on renovations for this whole house. Again, we're prepping this thing to be as close to tenant-proof as possible. Tenant-proof doesn't exist. We're putting these nice waterproof LVP floors throughout the house, getting a new coat of paint, replacing all the guts and the inner workings of all the plumbing and light fixtures, trying to make this thing maintenance-free and capex-free for the long term. So we bought it for $120,000, put $35,000 into it, and then also on this deal, again, it's a true BRRRR deal. We didn't use any money out of our own pockets. We actually got a hard money loan from a private lender to fund this whole deal. He gave us a loan for $160,000. So we used $120,000 of that to buy the property, and the other $40,000 was for the renovation and holding cost. Now he charged us 12% interest for that loan, which we paid monthly. So we paid 1% per month, which is $1,500 per month. All in all, this project took about 4 or 5 weeks to renovate. It's going to take another 3 or 4 weeks for the actual loan and appraisal to happen and the loan to close. So we're going to have that loan outstanding for about a total of 3 months, which means we're paying him $1,500 a month every month. That's a total of $4,500 of interest that we're paying this hard money lender. So we've got to calculate that into our all-in cost. So bought it for $120,000, $35,000 in renovations, $4,500 in interest cost, and we have about $500 in holding cost. That's insurance payments for those 3 months, utility payments for those 3 months, as well as property taxes for those 3 months. So all in all, we're into this deal for $160,000. It's going to rent for $1,650 a month. Now the bank that we use here, it's a local bank here in Montgomery. That's one of the keys of the BRRRR strategy, is to use a local bank. If you go to a mortgage broker and try to get a loan from them, the only products they're going to be able to offer you are a Fannie or Freddie type loan. These are sold to the secondary market. So basically, that mortgage officer gives you a loan on Monday, and he'll sell it on Tuesday to Wall Street. In order for him to sell it to Wall Street, it's got to check about 50 different check boxes. And we found that they can be kind of hard to get approved for those as investors, especially being self-employed. So we work with local banks, and when we work with, we ask for commercial loans from those local banks. These are what they call portfolio loans. The reason that it's called a portfolio loan is that local bank is going to keep that loan on their books. They're not selling it to Wall Street or anyone else. They're going to service that loan and collect payments on it for the entirety of that loan's life. So we work with a number of local banks that help to do this with us and are super, super excited to lend to us. This particular bank, they'll lend to us up to 80% of what the property appraises for on a 20-year term, and the rate right now is about 6.5%. And so on this particular property, I fully believe it will appraise for $200,000. We just got the appraisal order, so I'll update you guys once I get that. But it should appraise for $200,000, which means if we can get a loan at 80% of that, we should be able to get a loan for $160,000. That's our all-in cost for this property, right? Bought it for $120,000, $35,000 in renovations, $4,500 in interest cost, and $500 in holding costs. As long as it appraises properly, we'll be able to pay our hard money lender back in full and have no money invested into this deal. It's going to be renting for $1,650 a month. The mortgage payment on it, using those terms, 6.5% rate, 20-year term, $160,000 principal balance to start, will be $1,193 a month. On top of that, we pay our property management company 8%, so they're going to be charging us about $130 a month. Also included there would be our property taxes, which Montgomery has some of the lowest property taxes in the nation. We're actually going to be paying about $100 a month in property taxes for this $200,000 house. It's pretty crazy. On top of that, we've got insurance costs, which is about $80 a month. So all in all, if you break this property down, we're getting $1,650 a month in rent, minus the $1,193, minus our $130 to property management, minus our $100 to property taxes, and $80 to our insurance company. We should net on this property right around $140 to $150 a month of cash flow. Now I know that doesn't seem like a lot, and in doing the BRRRR strategy, you should expect to really make a massive amount of cash flow, but the beauty of this deal is I have $0 invested into this deal once it's completed. I used all private money and the bank's money to fund the deal. And every single month, when that tenant makes the rent payment, it's paying my mortgage payment, which is decreasing the principal balance on that loan every single month, while this property is also appreciating in value. The BRRRR strategy allows you to build your net worth at a very, very fast rate because of that snowball effect. The property appreciating, the principal pay down that's happening every month when you make your mortgage payment, and that small amount of extra cash flow is the cherry on top. So all in all, this is an example of a 4-bed, 2-bath brick ranch BRRRR deal that we just completed in Montgomery, Alabama. If you're looking for deals like this, please reach out to Rapid Fire Investments. We've got tons of these. We do these day in and day out, probably 20 or 30 of them a month. The majority of our investors that buy from us are doing this exact strategy in Montgomery, Alabama. If you like what you saw today, please click the like and subscribe button. I'd love for you to keep following.